Things I wish that therapists understood as a patient with dissociative identity disorder, Part 1. The whole trying to bring alters forward thing. When alters come forward, when alters switch in, it's for a reason. Something has to happen that makes that switch happen. Not always, but oftentimes, that thing can be something that brings up trauma that causes that switch to happen. So a therapist asking to speak to another alter in your system is asking you to intentionally trigger yourself. Especially early on in a therapeutic relationship, it is highly unlikely that a therapist asking a system, hey, can I speak to blank right now, is ever going to work. There also just isn't that trust yet. It's most likely just going to make the person who you're speaking to feel embarrassed and confused and leaves them with nothing to give you. Because the answer is just, no, you can't talk to them because I myself don't have active communication with them right now. So I can't. What do you want me to tell you? They're not here, they're not switching in. You're talking to them as if they're about to switch in. I guess not. I guess no one's switching in, so it seems like no. And it's just awkward, and it feels invasive, and it feels embarrassing. Going the other way and trying to intentionally trigger someone out is trying to intentionally trigger your client, which is not a good idea. It will make the alter come out in a triggered state. It will lose trust with your client. The best course of action, in my opinion, obviously, I'm not a therapist. I don't have a foot to stand on, a leg to stand on in this. But from a client's perspective, what I wish was more understood is I think it's a much better approach to just communicate with the alter who is currently speaking to you. Do your best to help them with what they're dealing with right then. Just accept that switches may happen and they may not. Do your best to help them with what they're going through. And maybe years down the line, with a really developed therapeutic relationship with that client, you'll be able to find ways to develop that kind of relationship where you'll be able to develop systems for what you might be able to do with that client in terms of asking for communication with other alters. But off the bat, don't ask for other alters to switch in. So many therapists do that in the first few sessions. It gives such a bad taste in my mouth. And a lot of other systems too that I've spoken to. Please don't do it. Just my 2 cents.